Welcome students in next lecture, and today we will deal with the next point that is called as a glycolysis. Glycolysis, it is also known as EMP pathways. EMP pathways. Actually, there were three scientists, that is Embeden, Merhoff and Parnas, who discovered this process of glycolysis. According to their names, the process is called as a EMP pathways. Basically, this glycolysis, it consists of two words, that is glyco and lysis. Glyco means glucose and lysis means to break down. So in this process, glucose, the 6-carbon compound, this 6-carbon compound, that will be converted into two molecules of pyruvic acid. Two molecules of pyruvic acid, which is a 3-carbon compound. Okay, so this glucose, which is a 6-carbon compound, it is broken into two molecules of pyruvic acid, which is a 3-carbon compound. This process of glycolysis, it is occurred in cytoplasm of cell in all living organisms. Basically, either the process is aerobic or anaerobic. This is the first step in both the cases. Either it will be aerobic respiration or anaerobic respiration. The organisms, they have to follow this common step in their respiration process. As we know the structure of glucose, it is a 6-carbon compound. The structure is C6H12O6. And what about the structure of pyruvic acid? This is a CH3COCOOH. Okay, so this 6-carbon compound glucose is converted into 3-carbon compound pyruvic acid. But one thing you keep in your mind, that there is no decarboxylation process. What do you mean by decarboxylation? That there is no loss of carbon dioxide or any carbon compound from glucose to produce the pyruvic acid. So one by one, we will see the different steps which are included in the process of glycolysis. Now, we will discuss about the different reactions which are included in the process of glycolysis. Now, first of all, this glucose, the 6-carbon compound, it will undergo the phosphorylation process. What actually happens in this phosphorylation process? The ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate, which contains 3 phosphate group, it will be undergo phosphorylation and converted into adenosine diphosphate, that is ADP. Okay. One thing keep in your mind, or a question may arise in your mind, that here we are harvesting or generating the energy. Instead of that, we are using ATPs here rather than generating the ATPs. But as we know, you have to invest something to grasp or harvest something. Okay, so here we will invest some molecules of ATP and it will generate the ADP molecules. Now this 6-carbon compound glucose, it will be converted into glucose 6-phosphate. Now this glucose 6-phosphate, it converts, or it will make its isomer with the help of enzyme isomerase, and isomerization takes place. As you know, the fructose, which is a isomer of glucose, then it is converted into fructose 6-phosphate. Now, what is the need of isomerization? Because this glucose 6-phosphate, there will be no more space, no more space for accommodation of new incoming group. So first of all, it will convert into its isomer. Then it has one more site for the incoming group. Then again, there is a phosphorylation process with the help of phosphofructokinase and ATP that is converted into ADP. So one more PO4 group that will be attached to this fructose 6-phosphate and it is converted into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Here bis means bi, or it is known as two molecules or two groups of phosphate. They are at the position 1 and 6 at the fructose. Now, as we know, if you hammer, one thing you keep in your mind that glucose 6-phosphate, fructose 6-phosphate and fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, these all are the 6-carbon compound. So if you hammer it at the middle or center of this fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, or by using the aldolase, it is converted into two products, that is a dihydroxy acetone phosphate. It is also called as DHAP, and another product that is a glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Now this DHAP and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, these two compounds or both these compounds, they are having 3 carbons. So they are called as a 3-carbon compound. One thing you should keep in your mind that this DHAP and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, they are interconvertible. So for further reactions, either you can assume that DHAP undergo the further reactions or this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate undergo the further reactions. And if you consider one of these two, then we will multiply it by number 2 because we will have these two products. So we have taken glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, that is a 3-carbon compound, and here we have taken 2, means 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. They are introduced in the further reaction. So first of all, this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, it undergo the oxidation, and as we know, when aldehyde undergo the oxidation process, it is converted into acid. Again, as it is oxidation, one thing keep in your mind that though it is an oxidation process, throughout the reaction, you didn't see or you will not observe any reaction of oxygen with any reactant. So here it is a removal or loss of 2 hydrogens, and that is taken by NAD+. So it is converted into NADH plus H plus, or in some books it is written as NADH2. Okay. Here in this process, the enzyme which is utilized, that is the dehydrogenase enzyme, and the product which we are getting, one thing keep in your mind, this is nothing but the inorganic phosphate that will be introduced in the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and we will have 1,3 biphosphoglyceric acid. Bi means 2. Here we will have only one phosphate group which is present at carbon number 3rd. Here one more phosphate group that will be introduced, and we are getting 1,3 biphosphoglyceric acid. Again it is a 3-carbon compound, and we are getting the 2 molecules. Again, this 1,3 biphosphoglyceric acid, it will undergo the phosphoglycerate kinase, the action of phosphoglycerate kinase. This is an enzyme. And one more thing keep in your mind, that in the previous reaction, as we are utilizing the ATP to produce the ADP, and we called it as a investment phase. But in this step, now it is a proper time to generate the ATPs from the ADP, and that's why it is called as a payoff state. Here we are actually harvesting the energy in form of ATP molecules. So there is this 1,3 biphosphoglyceric acid, it is converted into 3-phosphoglyceric acid. Again, this is a 3-carbon compound. This 3-phosphoglyceric acid undergo isomerization with the help of enzyme mutase, and we are getting the two molecules of 2-phosphoglyceric acid. It is a isomer of 3-phosphoglyceric acid. Now this 3-phosphoglyceric acid undergo the enolation or enolization process with the help of enzyme enolase, removal of H2O, and it will form the compound that is a phosphoenol pyruvate. It is also called as a PEP. And this phosphoenol pyruvate, when it undergo the process in which the ADP is converted into ATP molecules and it is converted into pyruvic acid. It is a 3-carbon compound. So student, you keep one thing in your mind, that initially we are taking glucose as a 6-carbon compound and this is converted lastly at pyruvic acid. This is a 3-carbon compound, pyruvic acid. As you had observed here ADP is converted into ATP, but as we had taken the 2 molecule, so we are getting the 2 ATPs here. It is multiplied by 2, and here also this ADP is converted into ATP. Here also we are taking the 2 molecules. Okay, so in the next slide we will discuss about the account of ATP which are harvested or generated in the reaction. So in this reaction, as we had discussed earlier, we had utilized 2 ATPs in the investment phase, and in the next payoff phase, we are generating the 4 ATP molecules. So net gain of ATP molecules throughout the reaction is nothing but the 2 ATPs molecule. One thing you keep in your mind, if this is the aerobic respiration type, then in this case, this 1 NADH plus H plus, or you can say it is 1 NADH2 molecules, it will generate 3 ATPs in the electron transfer chain. So if you consider these 3 ATPs, and as we had discussed earlier, in this reaction we are generating 2 NADH2 molecules, 2 NADH plus H plus, or you can say it is a 2 NADH2 molecules, then it is nothing but the 6 ATPs. It is nothing but the 6 ATPs. So you can just add these 6 ATPs here and it will give you the 8 ATP molecules throughout the reaction. So net gain in the first process, which we called as a glycolysis, it is an 8 ATP, but keep one thing in your mind, the process should be aerobic. If you consider the anaerobic case, this 6 ATPs which we are generated from this NADH2 molecules, it cannot be included in this, and the net gain, there will be only 2 ATP molecules in anaerobic respiration.